Welcome back once again, all of my low-carb friends, and for those of you who are here for the first time, welcome. Today I have a very simple dessert recipe for you. Today I'm going to show you how to make quick and easy Keto Cappuccino cookie bars. These are easy and delicious. And if you want a printable version of this, you can check out my website at janetsdeliciouslowcarbkitchen.com. You can find a printable version of this recipe and other goodies there for you. And if you're new to the channel and you want to see lots of easy, delicious, low-carb keto recipes, make sure you click that subscribe button and click the notification bell that's right next to the subscribe button. That way you can be notified every time I put out videos every Wednesday and Saturday. And if you'd like to help support the channel, make sure you scroll down in the description of the video. You'll see some affiliate links. Anytime you purchase anything using those affiliate links, a small portion of your purchase will go to me and help support the channel. So while we do all that, let's get cooking. Preheat your oven to 350 degrees. Line an 8 by 8 inch cake pan with parchment paper and allow the paper to overhang on the sides of the cake pan so that you can easily lift out your cookie slab once it's done baking. In a large mixing bowl, combine 120 grams or around 1 cup of coconut flour, 69 grams or around 6 tablespoons of the granulated sweetener of your choice. I'm using granulated golden monk fruit sweetener because I like the cane sugar taste, but you can use whatever granulated sweetener you want. Add 69 grams or again around 6 tablespoons of the brown sugar sweetener of your choice. I'm using brown monk fruit sweetener. You can use whatever brown sugar sweetener you want. You can also adjust the granulated and brown sugar sweetener more or less, depending on how sweet you want your cappuccino bars. Add 10 grams or around 2 teaspoons of baking powder, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and 5 grams or around 1 tablespoon of espresso powder or very finely ground coffee granules. Sift or whisk these all together until they're fully combined and there are no lumps in the dry ingredients. Add 4 large room temperature eggs. Make sure they are room temperature so that they stir in more smooth. Stir the eggs into the dry ingredients until everything is fully combined and all the dry ingredients have been moistened with the eggs. Add 1 cup of very soft butter. You do want this to be very soft. It's okay if it's a little bit melted, but you do not want it melted a lot. You just want it very soft so that it stirs in easily. Stir the butter in just until it starts combining with the other ingredients. Add 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. You can adjust this more or less depending on how strong of a vanilla hint you want in your cookie bars. Stir everything all together until everything is fully combined and you have a smooth, soft, slightly moist dough. Scrape down the sides of the bowl and push everything to the center of the bowl. Then form the dough into a smooth ball. Massage the ball in your hands for about 1 minute. This is to make sure that your ingredients are all sticking together well. You don't want any of the dough crumbling off. You also want to make sure that there are no chunks of butter hiding in the dough. Sometimes, especially if you're stirring this by hand, little chunks of butter can hide amongst all the ingredients. After you've massaged the dough for about a minute, place it back into your mixing bowl. Use a wooden spoon and just kind of break up the dough a little bit. Then gradually fold in 4½ ounces or around 3/4 cup of the keto chocolate chips of your choice. Make sure you just gradually fold these in a little bit at a time. That way the chips can be evenly dispersed throughout the dough. You can adjust the amount of the chocolate chips more or less depending on how many chocolate chips you like in your cookies. Push the dough back together into a ball and place it in the center of your prepared cake pan. Use your fingers or the back of a measuring cup and press the dough evenly throughout your cake pan. Make sure you get this as even as possible so that you have a nice even cook. Bake in your preheated oven at 350 degrees for 25 to 30 minutes or until golden around the edges and a tester comes out clean. For me, 28 minutes was perfect. Everybody's oven is different. So again, you're just looking for it to be golden around the edges and a tester to come out clean. Once it's done baking, remove it from the oven. It still will be soft, but it will firm up as it cools. So allow it to cool in the pan for at least 30 minutes or until it's firm enough to remove from the pan without it falling apart. After 30 minutes and the cake has firmed up, grasp the overhanging parchment paper and carefully lift the cookie slab out of the pan and transfer it to a wire rack so it can cool completely. Be careful when you are lifting it out. It is still warm, and gluten-free baked goods are fragile when they are warm, so carefully lift it out when you lift it from the pan. And make sure you allow it to cool completely before you put any glaze or frosting or anything that you're planning on putting on top. After it's cooled completely, if you want to, you can go ahead and cut it in your desired size bars and eat it as it is. I, however, am going to make a nice little coffee glaze to go on top. So for the coffee glaze, in a small bowl, combine 65 grams or around a half cup of the powdered sweetener of your choice. I'm using powdered monk fruit sweetener. You can use whatever powdered sweetener you want. Use a fork and gradually stir in up to 1.5 tablespoons of strongly brewed, cooled coffee of your choice. How much coffee you add to your powdered sweetener all depends on the consistency that you want your glaze to be. If you want it to be a thick glaze, then you would use less coffee. If you want it to be a more thin, pourable glaze, then you would use a little bit more coffee. For me, 1.5 tablespoons was perfect because I like my glaze to be pourable. If you want to, you can add a little bit of vanilla extract for a little hint of flavor. My coffee is already flavored, so I don't need that extra extract. As you're stirring it with a fork, make sure that the glaze is completely smooth. You don't want any chunks of the powdered sweetener in there, so really make sure that you stir it together very well. Drizzle your desired amount of the glaze over your cookie slab. Then cut the cookie slab into your desired size of bars. You can eat it immediately, or if you do have any leftovers, store them in an airtight container at room temperature for up to 1 week. Eat and enjoy.
And that's a recipe of the day. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did and you want to see more videos like this, make sure you click that thumbs up like button, click that subscribe button, leave me a comment if you want to. Let me know if there's any recipes that you'd like to learn how to make, and I'll do what I can to get those out there for you. And as always, keep cooking.